In this video, we're going to take a look at two plugins that you can use within your DAW to make it easier to get audio in and out of your DAW into the standalone version of RX5 and RX5 Advanced. With RX4, iZotope introduced this RX Monitor plugin, and what it enables you to do is to monitor the output of the RX standalone application through a track in your DAW, in this case Pro Tools. But you can see at the moment that the status is disconnected because the RX Monitor plugin is effectively two parts. So we've got this part in Pro Tools. Then if we switch over to RX Standalone and go into the Preferences and look at the Audio tab, you can see at the moment that the driver type is Core Audio. I now click on that and select RX Monitor. Now we've got our output device as RX Monitor. So that's now feeding the audio from the standalone RX application through to the RX Monitor plugin, so that when we switch back to Pro Tools, you can see now that the status is connected. So now when we play audio in the standalone RX application...
So I'm here at a bike rack, and this is going to demonstrate the attenuate example whereby we can get rid of...
And you can see that we've got the audio from the standalone application playing in Pro Tools. Now this is really useful, especially if you're like me and you have an HDX system or maybe an HD system, because prior to this you would tend to have to route the audio from the standalone version of RX using the core audio and through your built-in line output, and then somehow route that to your monitoring so that you would have to switch between your computer output and your Pro Tools interface output. Now with RX Monitor, all you need to do is to create an aux track, instantiate the RX5 Monitor plugin, and then set up the standalone RX application so that the output device is RX Monitor, and away you go. Now the second plugin that I want to highlight in this video is the RX Connect plugin, because although we have a range of plugins that we can use within a DAW, not all the features in the standalone version of RX are available as plugins. And so with RX4, iZotope developed this RX Connect plugin. Now in Pro Tools, it's an audio suite plugin. And so what we can do is we can highlight audio and we can send it to the standalone version of RX. So you can see here, I've got this noisy interview clip highlighted. All I need to do is to press the send button. You'll see now that RX has automatically opened, and here is that file. So what we can now do is we could process that within RX. So let's, for instance, go for the Dialogue Denoiser plugin. And remember that the Dialogue Denoiser plugin is now in the standard version of RX5. And so once we're happy with those settings, we can process it. It takes a few moments to do the processing. And then when it's processed, we can use this send back button here to send that back into Pro Tools. The computer automatically switches and brings Pro Tools back to the front. And you can see here that the RX Connect plugin is saying that it's got audio that it can render back into your timeline. We could place it on a different track, or in this case, I'm just going to place it over the top of the original audio. And there we go. It's processed. So it's a really easy way of getting audio in and out of your DAW through to the standalone version of RX, where you've got so much more processing power. I'll see you again in another video.